Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back to Theodicy Podcast with your girl, Word Justice. How's everybody doing this morning? Forgive my background. I am outside getting some of this beautiful sun for my beautiful melanin. You already know. I'm gonna wait for a few people to come into the building. For those of you that will come into the building, I definitely know that you see my title. And the reason why I came out to speak about it because it's so sad to even have to hear a story like this where possibly a 10-year-old will be charged with murder in the assistance of helping her mom. I'm going to give you guys a little back end story on where it took place and why this little girl might be charged. Currently, the mother is being charged with murder. So let me just give you guys a breakdown. This is coming out of Orlando, Florida. A Florida woman is facing manslaughter charges after police says her 10-year-old daughter shot and killed a neighbor whom her mother got into a fight with. Friends and neighbors say 41-year-old LaShawn Bones Rogers was grilling out, celebrating Memorial Day at her apartment. They say the 31-year-old Lakeisha Isaac was drunk and slapped Rogers, who hit back. Police say the two women began fighting, and Isaac handed a handbag with a gun in inside of it to her 10-year-old daughter. The girl allegedly pulled the weapon and shot Rogers twice, killing her. Isaac is facing multiple charges, including manslaughter, negligence, and child neglect. She's in jail with no bond currently. Meanwhile, her daughter is in the care of Department of Children and Family Services. The state attorney's office is deciding whether to charge the little girl. Family and friends say Rogers was known for giving neighbors kids money and loved by her daughter and grandchildren who just had open heart surgery. Bones giving loving. Bones will give you the shoes and the shirt off her back. Literally, I've seen her do it, said Rogers' best friend, Stacy Johnson, and she kept you laughing. Her humor, oh my God, her spirit was awesome. Those left with just Rogers' memory says the 10-year-old accused of shooting her needs help and they want her locked up. Um, so there you go. 10-year-old. Uh, you can basically say came to the aid of her mother. Her mother was the one who actually provoked the fight that took place with Rogers. When Isaac approached Rogers and slapped Rogers, obviously, I don't think nobody's going to stay hit. And so, Rogers defended herself. Good morning, G Dubs. Good morning. How you feeling today? Good morning. Thank you for pulling up on me. I appreciate you for coming through. I'm devastated by the story that I'm hearing that just happened out in Orlando, Florida. So I was just basically giving you guys like that whole rundown. And when I tell you, it's sad because, like I said, 10-year-old girl possibly might be charged for murder because she went to the defense of her mother. Now, her mother's the one who initially started the altercation with the woman who's currently now dead. For me, that was like, okay, you knew what you was doing because obviously you thought if you gave your daughter the gun to do the shooting, that she would not be charged. But why would you be with your child and approach another woman and attack another person with your child to then now you're ending up charged with murder. Your child's in the children's services department, and guess what? She may be charged at 10 years old with killing someone. You basically snatched that little girl's life right from up underneath her because if they charge her with murder 9 times out of 10, she is going to be in there for a very long time. G Dubs, oh wow, shocking and sad. Thank you for covering this. You're welcome. I mean, when I was reading the story, it kind of took me by storm. Like, what type of parent are you? I mean, if you chose to do that, that was on you to then take it upon yourself to commit the murder. But why would you put the gun in the hands of your 10-year-old? to commit murder, because obviously it was thought about like, guess what? She's not going to be charged, but you got it all wrong. And then on top of it, you have to understand that you are a black woman. She is a black little girl. Listen, they not for us. So then you don't care. You didn't care about your own life, and you damn sure didn't care about your daughter's life for you to even allow that to even happen. And how does she even know how to even shoot a gun at the age of 10 years old? I'm like totally confused by that. So I think that, you know what I'm saying? We really don't know how strong, because that's some type of mental illness for you to turn around and give your daughter a gun to shoot somebody. That's ridiculous. And then more and more you see in older people attracting the young children to do bullshit. Parents really need to be mindful in this day, in this era. It's a total different timing, a totally different timing, especially as just being urban. You understand what I'm saying? They've never been for us, they've always been against us. You know what I mean? And it's sad when we as parents do things to assist with bad behavior, negative behavior, and you name it down the line. But this little girl, 10 years old, knew already what to do when her mom passed her that bag with that gun inside. So this is what you're training your child to do: be a killer. And even if this young child was to get off, just because of what she's been taught and brought up in, if she was to ever be in an altercation, her first attempt would probably be to find a way to end the person's life or to injure that person to the most extreme point, because that's what that child was brought up seeing. That was what that child was around. Even when I looked at the picture, it is a damn shame, G Dubs. It's a damn shame. But when I looked at the picture of the mother, I was like, you could tell she's on some type of drugs and she looked all corrupted. Like, you got to be corrupted and you have to have some form of mental illness going on. But it's a damn shame that you would even look at your baby and put a gun in your baby's hand to go kill somebody. In the first place, you should have never even approached that woman to slap her and think to yourself, oh, I'm gonna go slap this chick right here and she ain't gonna slap me back. You guys could have kept it physical instead of you taking this woman's life, which she's leaving a child behind and she's leaving a grandchild behind that just had open heart surgery. G Dubs, the child was definitely failed. And the saddest part about it is the family of the woman who died by the hands of this 10-year-old wants this 10-year-old to be charged. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like this 10-year-old does not deserve to be charged. I feel like this 10-year-old was failed. Um, Her mother does not need to have no contact with her. I do think she would need to seek help and need serious therapy, but do I think that she should be locked up in jail? No way. I think that when our children are locked away in jail, it's not rehabilitation. That's shit where they talk about, oh, jail is for rehabilitation. No, it's not, because there's nothing you guys are doing to rehabilitate when you lock them up. Jail is just another form of slavery, just a modernized form of slavery. So for a 10-year-old that is so susceptible to so many different elements that's in this world at this point, being locked away at that young age, when it's time for her to be released into the world, she'll still be lost. I understand that some people come out and because they've been locked up so long, they're so institutionalized. They're so used to somebody telling them when to wake up, when to eat something, when to lay back down, when to watch TV, that after 20 something 15, 15 years, 30 years of being incarcerated, and you come out into the world, you're a fish out of water. You don't know what to do. So now you attempt to do things to go back where you came from because that's all you know, because that's how long your mind has been locked up for. Yes, yes, G Dubs. She definitely needs therapy and she needs a loving environment. And I'm sure this little girl has had so many different traumatic experiences. And who knows, her mother probably abuses her to the point where she feels that she has to do things to satisfy her mom. It could be multiple things. Welcome, Puerto Rican 360. Welcome, welcome. But I just feel like, it's just too much. It's just too much. And it's saddened that when you looking at our people, we always want things to happen good for us, but how is that possible with the things that we're doing right now? We look at, oh, the white man, you can only blame the white man but for so much, because at the end of the day, the white man is not making you make the decisions that you make. Puerto Rican 360, now that you just pulled up and you now coming in, let me just give you a rundown. You can also go and check out the story yourself. This is about a 10-year-old girl who actually killed another woman for her mother, and this took place out of Florida, Orlando, Florida, to be exact. And so, like I was telling G Dubs, I definitely wanted to come in and give you guys some insight on what was happening and what took place, and then just get your opinions. And I appreciate you guys for dropping your opinions in the chat. Tell a friend to tell a friend about this story too, because I think we definitely need to bring awareness to the lack of our children not being cared for appropriately. I never understood. ACS will run up in your house for some marijuana. ACS will take your kids for some marijuana, but you got this 10-year-old girl that just committed a murder for her mother. And guess what? Now she's in the Department of Children's Services, but guess what? She might not be there for long because she might be going to jail and charged with murder also at 10 years old, which probably could have been prevented, because I'm sure this little girl probably went to school, and I'm sure they probably seen things that were not correct, or probably areas in which this little girl probably had behavioral issues or something. But you think somebody decided to call ACS? Oh no, send her home. Let her go. That's my biggest problem with the Department of Children's Services. The people that they truly need to go after, they really don't. When we have children out here that's being abused, even abused when they took them out the home to be put in a foster home, they being abused. You got children that's being sex trafficked because they're being put in group homes. It's just ridiculous. But I don't believe that this 10-year-old girl should be charged with murder. I think that, like G Dub said, she needs a whole new environment. She needs to be rehabilitated. She needs therapy. And it's just sad. And I hope that the family of the woman who passed away, Rogers, I hope the family take in consideration that it is not that 10-year-old's fault. It is not that 10-year-old's fault that she was susceptible to violence being around her. It wasn't her fault that she felt that she had to abide by what her mother probably told her to do. Because obviously it was planned for you to decide you was going to walk out the door while the woman was barbecuing for Memorial Day, thinking she's going to have a good, nice day. And you come and you walk up on her while she's grilling and slap the shit out of her. So you had to plan that. And it was so easy for the daughter to automatically know that, all right, I got to back out this gun right here and shoot. I think that this day and age is getting really, really crazy. And it's a lot of things, I'm not big on the Bible. I'll be honest. However, I do believe in a higher power than myself. But Is there certain text in the Bible that right now I can say that is coming to pass? Yes. And one of those things were fathers will turn against their children, as well as mothers will turn against their children. It was along the line of that text, as well as children would turn against their parents. It was along the line of that text. And not for nothing, that's what you're seeing. You're seeing the evilness of certain parents that are corrupting their children. And once they're corrupted, those same corrupted children are going out there to commit horrendous acts. Yup, hopefully she'll be advocated for. She was set up for failure by her no good mother slash surroundings. And guess what? You know the saddest part about that, G Dubs? She is not. She is not going to be advocated for properly. She's not. Because we are never advocated for properly. And on top of it, guess what? She has no backative. It seems like the mother has no family members around that can be able to step up and try to assist. Nothing. It seems like, guess what? She is going to be a product of her environment. And that's sad. No 10-year-old should have to be the product of their environment that they didn't ask to come into, they didn't ask to be born into, but unfortunately is, and now have to suffer the consequences as if they're an adult. But for me, the only way I see this 10-year-old being advocated for properly is for people to be able to reach out so that she gets, her just due. But I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening. And it's very sad. It is very sad. But I noticed too, a lot of things have been happening lately in Florida too. And it's a lot of killings that went down in Florida this past year, you could basically say. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. It had a situation where it happened in Miami, it happened in Haitian Town. And this mother, immigrant from Haiti, came here. She had 3 kids. She went to school, got her doctor's degree, to be able to work in the hospital and do all of that stuff. And her own son waited for her to leave to go to work. And she used to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to get up to go to work because she had to be there to catch the bus by 5:30. And she got up like she normally do every morning, got herself together to head out to work, to go sit by the bus stop to wait for her bus to come. And would you believe that her son followed her and killed her at that bus stop at 5 o'clock in the morning? Prior to that, the siblings were saying he had issues. But now we're going to take the issues out of it. Look at how much of demonic entities are coming into people's bodies, because that's what I could call it. Because for you to sit there and shoot your mother in cold blood at a bus stop at 5 o'clock in the morning, a demon done came inside your body and then possessed you. Then you rob her, take her bag and all that stuff, and leave her body there. Your own mother. The point of me saying and mentioning these things is showing us every day that this world is at a heighten of corruption. And we have to figure out how to be able to save the generations that's coming up behind this generation. Because this generation has a lot of demonic entities within them. And it has shown and reared its ugly head more than ever this year, 2022. I'll give you guys another situation that recently took place. This also happened out of Florida. It happened out of Florida, Keys Gate, I believe, or something like that. or the Keys or something, but it was located in Florida. Exactly, G Dubs. Because half of the stuff it blows your mind. Like when you actually read the story, it's like, oh wow, this happened yesterday. No, day before yesterday, Memorial Day to be exact. A black woman, her two, one was her child, one was her nephew. They were going parasailing, got in the water, whatever, to go do the parasailing or whatnot. In the process, the weather out of nowhere just took a turn and started getting kind of like dark. And the temperature at that moment dropped about 10 degrees, which caused the wind to be blowing excessively. And the guy who was working that they paid for the parasailing and all that, he knew that they were in the water. But because he didn't want to damage his item or damage the balloon part of it, what he did was when he noticed that the winds was blowing, he cut the cord. Which when he cut the cord, because of how the winds and all of that was blowing, it started to drag the mother, the nephew, and the son. The mother ends up dead. The nephew was caught up in a rope, and the son was badly broken up just because he got smashed into the bridge. Now, you telling me that ain't no demonic shit, because why would you cut the line knowing that you have that these people just paid to go and parasail, and obviously you wasn't expecting what took place, you wasn't expecting for the weather to take a turn, and you cut the line leaving a mother dead, leaving both children badly damaged? Like, would you have did that if that was your own children and your wife? Maybe would you have cut it to be able to protect your equipment? That's some demonic shit. That's some just evil shit for you to do. You guys hear my co-host in the background? That's my co-host Zori's. You know, guys, you know, my daughter be getting it in. She be talking to y'all. But I was like totally baffled. And I said to myself, I said, this world is just getting more and more dark. Because for you to do that to somebody, that means you have no heart. And then you choose to put a statement out there as if you didn't know that that was going to take place. So why were you so quick to protect your equipment instead of protecting the lives of these people? But your people are so evil that his equipment meant more than protecting two children and a woman. Which sad, the woman lost her life. Like I said, the two kids are damaged. The son lost his mother, and the nephew lost his aunt. And they both have severe injuries. Come on. Let's make it make sense. That's some evil shit. You guys already know. So, to be honest with you, I feel like we really need to be aware of our surroundings. We need to be aware of things that's happening outside of our surroundings. Even if it's not near you, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't take the time out to be mindful and be aware, because trust and believe me, that means it's literally not too far away from your front door. The heighten of gun violence, the amount of young children right now that are able to get their hands on guns is at a very, very high rate. Especially, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the ghost guns. And like I was saying, I think it was yesterday, the ghost guns are the guns that you can actually purchase the parts online and then put it together. And the reason why it's a ghost gun is because it cannot be traced. And so those ghost guns has been hitting the street at an all-time high, but is going into the hands of young children. Another situation that took place right out of, I believe it had to been in the Bronx. A 15-year-old and a 17-year-old are going to jail for murder of a little girl. A stray bullet hits the little girl and kills the little girl. But listen to the age, 15 and 17. What is a like why is a 15-year-old or 17-year-old able to get access to a gun so easily? Why was these ghost guns able to be put out on the market and be sold at a high rate? Everything is money, but everything is also designed, and they know exactly what they're doing. And for me, I feel like they come into the urban neighborhoods and they drop the guns off and they drop the drugs off and they be like, all right, let them get busy and do what they need to do on themselves. And sadly enough, we ain't smart enough to even realize that we continue to do exactly what they put out there for us to do. It's almost like understanding that, listen, we have their mind control, and so now we can definitely conquer them completely. And that's how I feel about it. That is exactly G Dubs. Like when I come out and it's like I talk about certain things that I really be like, listen, this shit is mind boggling. It's sad. It's scary. Because you know what I mean? You can literally walk out your front door and shooting going on and get hit. Because that's how reckless it is. And I'm talking about young kids that got weapons. Young kids committing murders, going behind bars to go sit down, hoping and pray maybe they get a chance of parole. See how that is? But it was for me, I feel like everything is by design. Do I think that, we have realized that right now? No way. But I do think that we need to be aware. I do think that we also need to talk to our children because even with the music videos, if you take your time and listen to the words, you already know what they promoting. It's so sad. Recently, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Young Thugger. He's in jail right now. He got indicted for almost 50 bodies under running this gang called YSL, which is Young Slime for Life. Okay, 50 murders under this dude. And all you got to do is go back to the rap songs and listen to it. And they are telling you how they did the murders. They're telling you how much bodies they done dropped in the song. Now our kids is listening to it, and the frequency of the beat and the hertz of the music, right, is capturing their mind. And then slowly but surely they start repeating the words. And what you don't realize in that process of even them doing that is that the tongue is so powerful that they begin to act on what they're seeing and what they're saying out their mouth. That shit right now is dangerous. But I had to ask myself, look at how this world is so crazy that you could actually make a song about the bodies you drop in. For me personally, I think that's the dumbest shit ever. I feel like if you doing that, you might as well just go to the police station and be like, yo, I committed these many murders, lock me up. I mean, you're putting it in the song, you might as well do that. But like, that's what they're doing. And these young kids, that's what they listening to. And that's what's intriguing them. And so everybody's walking around like, oh shit, the song got me feeling like I'm a gangster. Some of the songs they don't even understand. Recently, I was reading up on this TikTok shit that went viral. And it was like something Corbin. Where's Corbin? Or something to the sort of that. Now, it was so many people that were doing TikTok videos to that. Where is Corbin? The saddest thing about it is Corbin was a young kid that was murdered and his body was found in the forest. Okay? Back in the South. I think it was Georgia. This shit went viral. A lot of people didn't understand what took place with that. I think recently they tried to remove it or whatnot, but it was based on a kid that was murdered in Georgia, and his body was found in the forest. And the guy who did the rap song on it, his name was Scoos or some shit like that. And it was a couple of them, and they did a song, and it was like basically, oh, you want to know where Corbin is? They detailed the murder to this young boy in the rap song, like detailed. And mind you, I guarantee you, the 3 million views that shit song may have got, because a lot of people were singing the song and repeating the song because it was like a hot fire song. A lot of them didn't even understand what they were saying. They were telling you about the bodies that they were dropping and where the bodies were. G Dubs, ain't that some crazy shit? That's some crazy shit. But that's how real it is right now. That is how real it is right now. So we really got to be mindful. Like, my son likes to listen to a lot of rap music. I ain't going front. Some of the music, I'd be like, do me a favor. I don't want to hear that. Low that down. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not understanding how susceptible your mind is to the bullshit. To the point where now, whatever hand gestures that the people are doing on the video, you doing it and you don't even know what that shit mean, but you out here copying what you seeing on the video. So now you out there in these streets one day and you singing a song, you doing a hand movement, and somebody think you something that you not because you don't even know what that be like, and they want to take off your head. What happens then? Because I can't make another you. There's only one you. But because of the corruption and how corrupted the music is, our children are just being drawn into it. That's part of the reason why this shit is a gift and a curse at the same time. But y'all know me. I'll definitely be back around. I hopefully I can get back on, because last night I definitely wanted to dive in. G Dubs, I hope you could pull up on me, girl, because I want to talk about relationships. And definitely I hope you'll be able to pull up on me, but I'll definitely try to do that sometime later on tonight, hopefully, if not tomorrow. But I'll definitely dive into that segment because I definitely wanted to talk about relationships on a whole. You guys already know it's your girl Word Justice. This is the Honesty Podcast. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, and y'all come through. And like you see on my banner, all voices are welcome. You're here, voice your views. I always appreciate you guys that come in and talk to me on the chat, and you know what I'm saying, put your opinions and vibe out. It's always appreciated. Always know that. Take your time out, when you do tell a friend to tell a friend, subscribe, hit the up like button, notification bell, so every time that I'm live you will be notified. And like you guys always know, I'll be coming back around with more breaking news on anything that I consider honestly to be breaking news and that we need to be aware about. But yeah, I'm grateful. I'm grateful this morning. And it was my pleasure all the time that I pull up. You know what I'm saying? Thank you so much, G Dubs. I appreciate your support so very, very much, along with Puerto Rican 360, the First Lady. I appreciate all of you guys that definitely come in and show me love. You know what I'm saying? Y'all already know, starting from the bottom to the top all day long. But definitely, you guys are gonna see me again. And like I said, hopefully it'll be sometime tonight, or if not, early in the morning. But I'll definitely be back so we could jump into some nice hot topics, because it's a lot of demonic shit going on. So I'm gonna try to lighten it up a little bit, guys. Yeah, I appreciate you guys so very much for always pulling up on me. Like I said before, it's your girl Word Justice, the Honesty Podcast. I will be back, but until I get back, enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Later.